Okay, Brian,
Yep.
I just had another question. I thought a few of the people on the internet or a few of your friends would be interested in knowing what you're saying about the gathering of 144,000. Are they here now?
Yes.
So can you describe a little bit?
They are not older than me. So the date of myself coming to the earth was 11th of January 1944. So you'd write that as 1114. Right? The reason for that is in the pyramid, all of the structures of the pyramid from the top highest point to the lowest point, which is the Grand Gallery and really into Queen's Chamber, looks like that roughly. That distance from there to there is 1114 pyramid inches. And the pyramid inch is based on the Earth being 25,000 miles around, because the moon was originally within the Earth. It's actually the Adam and Eve parable where the light comes out of the side, or the bow or the rib comes out of Adam to create Eve. The same thing, the Earth, out of the side of the Earth, has actually come out through Antarctica. And that's why when the moon was formed, it's got all these circular craters on it. That's because this was ejected out of the base of the Earth through Antarctica when Mars bumped into the northern hemisphere, and that's where all the water got dumped onto the Earth to create the flood. So when all this molten mantle got out, bloated out into space, it solidified in absolute zero temperatures, and then all these gas bubbles bounced up, and so we've got all these formations of craters, which is 200 miles across in some cases, on the Earth. And each of the craters, if you look at it from the side, have a little blip like that. That's because when gas comes up, it pops out and then formed a perfectly spherical crater. If you was on the moon, which you'll never get to, by the way, Armstrong never went there, and you could measure it with laser beams, you'll find it's exactly circular. Absolutely, every one of them, right? Except for a few that have been hit on a glancing blow, so there's a moon surface, it's become in and it's caused a crater in the moon, something like that. These craters in the moon, where they are located, you can then take the layout of the pyramid onto the moon and it gives you these locations of the craters. So it's another absolute proof. Now, over a period of time between the crucifixion and my birth, the moon has shifted around its axis, because the face of the Earth is always looking, or rather the face of the moon is always facing the Earth. So over a period of time it has slowly turned in space, and it has turned a distance of 3168 degrees, and that's a distance of 4443 kilometres, 0.3 kilometres. So we then come back to these numbers I was telling you before about the 4443. The word 4443 is, in fact, how many times the word God is found in the Bible within 3,887 verses. So, this is the miracles that are all around us that I've been exposing to the earth for 20 years or so. In particular with the internet, I've been able to get things out there covertly, saying things that really are, when you put it all together, you see the information's all there. So one little blurt here, one little blurt somewhere else, you put them all together, that's what I'm saying.
So what,
join them all up.
So what about the 144,000, Brian?
Okay, so the 144,000 could not come to the earth until, and this is revealed in Revelation 12:5. In 12:5, it's got 2 times the word child is found. So one is Jesus, and combined with the word God gives you the number meaning crucified or murdered, right? And the beast is trying to devour it, so he is taken up to the throne in heaven. Right, so there's rejoicing in heaven. Now, the book of Revelation and all prophecy is based on things that's already happened in heaven. Right? That's why we're running into fulfilling a prophecy down here. Otherwise it wouldn't have been prophesied in the first place 2,000 or 3,000 years ago. So it's all coming to pass. So what that means is the second child that comes to the earth from the throne in heaven is Yahweh. Now, the soul of Jesus and the soul of myself today as the most royal person is Yahweh. Right? It's as simple as that. So this is referring to Jesus, this is referring to Yahweh. So going to be in heaven for a gestation period of 2,000 years approximately, 1910 years, 0.766 years. Right? That's the actual prophecy of gestation of the heavenly realm to reproduce the new body via the descendants of King David down to the earth today, to give my genetics from my family, who are all lunatics, but they did give me the genes. And that's the only thing we're going to worry about. What they think and what they do and who they are and what they think they are. They're all crazy anyhow, because they're all consumed by the churches or the universities and the bullshit that's on TV. So what we have then is 144,000. They are coming in white horses, which means power, with their garments which are made red by the blood of the Lamb. Right? So therefore they're pure white. Now the pure white blood of the Lamb is the female Holy Spirit born on the outside, and they marry Christ when they get here, and then they go out and tell everybody else. The marriage, of course, is what the whole thing is about, because the base of the pyramid is shrunk by 286.1, and if you take the 36524.24, which is the distance around here, reduce it by the 286.1, that number that reduces to is espousal, in Hebrew, female, and that one there is the Lamb and God, which is Alpha. Alpha is 1, Alpha Polaris, and the 286, because here's, when we look at the shape of Alpha Polaris, there it is there, down here is the Lamb. It's YBS286, and this is Alpha 1. So you put them together, 2861. That's that number there, and that espousal male. And that is the displacement factor of the Great Pyramid, which is 5,000 odd years old and is built to such a fine degree of accuracy that even modern engineers today could not build it. And it's in the exact right position. It's the exact right position. What, we've got 3 seconds?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. All right. So the 144,000 then are very, very few and far between. But they are the ones that are ordained to find me on the internet or walking down the street or talking to somebody else or whatever you like. They are coming forward at this point in time and see this, they instantly get it. Their soul jumps. Where do we hear that? When John the Baptist was in his mother's womb, Elizabeth, and Mary came and she was about to conceive or had just conceived, the little baby, B-A-B-E, leapt in his mother's womb from the coming of the Lord. So the communication between the babies is there. It's only when you become a newborn and then you're influenced by your parents, you become devoured by the churches or whatever the bullshit they teach you. So the little babies, if you want to see God, basically go to the nearest maternity ward and look at babies, because that's God in the flesh. They're all made in my image. Because in the creation story, you've got dark of space. And inside that is the baby being formed, because it's a mind. There's no language, there's no numbers, there's no nothing. A baby's in hell. So here's the super intelligence in hell. And it's got to think, I'm going to think my way out of this, and invents everything as in creation. And out of the side of that, 10% becomes the stars of the universe. And like opening a bottle of soft drink, all the bubbles form instantly at the same time. The same thing happened when this thought occurred. All the bubbles happened, creating stars of light throughout the entire universe. And that's what it is, universe, singular. Right? So and then the mathematicians who are going to get their PhDs, they come up with all sorts of bullshit, like Stephen Hawking's comes up with the Big Bang Theory and all this kind of crap. It is utter crap. But there's a reason for them doing that. If they don't do it, they won't get a PhD. We're running out of things to think about. So they come up, string theory, oh good, we'll do that. There's another PhD for that. That's what it's all based on. All bullshit. So, 144,000 recognise it's bullshit. They recognise that the universities are bullshit. And most of these people don't have any religious teaching at all. So when I reveal it to them, so this is what the bullshit Bible is telling you, and you pick that bit out and that bit out, and this is how the numbers, what it's all to do with, what it is all saying is that we're talking one man, Yahweh, in the flesh, talking to you.
Okay, I'll turn it off then, Brian.
He's